Hey friends, Eric Zanatelli here, your hometown mortgage expert. And yesterday I was talking to my friend Trish, who's going to be on in just a minute, and she was telling me there's a thing called a insurance score. I didn't even know there was an insurance score until I talked to her yesterday. I think you're going to really like this. But before we get into the insurance score, Trish, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, I am from Central Oklahoma, grew up in Wellston, and am an OSU alum and am an insurance broker. I service 35 different insurance carriers and cover the entire state of Oklahoma from the Panhandle to each edge of the state.
Perfect. And so I mentioned it a minute ago, and people probably are going to be surprised to find out there's a thing called an insurance score. Tell us about that.
We hear about credit scores all the time when we have to apply for things, but we don't hear very much about an insurance score until we get into insurance. And so what it does is it takes into effect your credit score. It does affect your insurance score. And then also it takes a look at your past claims. It takes a look at your previous liabilities. So if you have like state minimum coverages on, say, your auto, that has a lower insurance score than if you have a higher liability, that improves your insurance score. And so those all go into calculations when they take a look at your insurance, right? So the insurance score has a really big impact and people don't realize it.
And then if somebody was today, they're watching our video and think, in the next 6 months, I think we're going to buy a house. Is there something they could do today to increase their insurance
Definitely.
score?
So what I would start with first is get in touch with a broker that can shop numerous different insurance carriers and make sure that you're set up with the best price and the best plan. And then make sure you have renter's insurance covering your items if you're in a rental house. If you're living with mom and dad, that's a little trickier. But if you're in an apartment or a house that you're renting, get renter's insurance. And then also double check and make sure you're not at state minimums wherever you're at. So if Texas may have a different state minimum than Oklahoma, but make sure you're above that when it comes to your auto insurance.
Okay, cool. So folks, there are things you can do. Trish just told us about them. Next, Trish, what are the biggest factors regarding when a person goes to buy a house? When they pick out a house, what are the biggest factors that determine that insurance premium about that house?
Number one is location. So if you're in a location that gets hit a lot with tornadoes or hailstorms, that area is already going to be an automatic a little bit higher than maybe some other areas. The other thing is the age of the roof is a huge item for houses. The age of the home in general and the size of the home. So if your home's over 50 years old, one of the things that insurance carriers want to know is when was the last time the electric was updated? When was the last time the plumbing was updated? When was your HVAC updated? So they'll want to know all of those things, and those all go in line to determine how much the insurance will cost.
Perfect. And then if a person called you with just the address of a house or just the VIN number of a car, can you really give them any kind of great insurance information?
If I have just a little bit of information about you, like your name, date of birth, a few other little pieces of information, in the address that you're looking at or the VIN number of the auto, then I can get you an accurate score. But otherwise, you just really can't because everything's attached to that insurance score.
And I want to let everybody out there listening, Trish services and helps several of our clients and has done a fantastic job. And our clients just rant and rave about what good work she does for us. Trish, if anybody wants to get a hold of you, tell us the best way to contact you.
The best way to reach me is my phone, which is 405-509-6573. And you can phone or text that number. My email address is trish.hart@goosehead.com. And that's Hart, just like the comedian, not the organ in your chest. And then also I'm on Facebook at Goosehead Insurance Trish Hart. And I have a website, goosehead.com/trish.hart. And so there's lots of ways to find me.
Well, Trish, thank you so much for enlightening us about insurance scores, and I hope you have a great day.